Ladies and gentlemen, warriors of life, this is your moment. Let's be real, the last few years have tested you. Some of you have been knocked down, lost momentum, or felt stuck in the same cycles. Maybe you started 2024 with big dreams, but somewhere along the way, life hit hard. But here's what I need you to understand. You are not broken. You are not finished. You are just in the rebuilding phase. Every great comeback story, whether in business, sports, or life, starts at a breaking point. And that's where transformation begins, because 2025 is not just another year, it's your year to rise. So I'm here to ask you, are you ready to break free from the excuses, the doubts, the past? Are you ready to take control of your future and build the strongest, most unstoppable version of yourself? If your answer is yes, then buckle up, because today we're going to ignite the fire inside you. Let's get started. Your past does not define you. What you choose to do next does. Too many people stay trapped in old failures, past mistakes, and missed opportunities, letting them dictate their future. But here's the truth. You can't drive forward while staring in the rearview mirror. If you want to rebuild yourself in 2025, you need to stop reliving what went wrong and start focusing on what you can create. Ownership is the first step. It means taking full responsibility for where you are today, not blaming circumstances, the economy, or other people. Because the moment you take ownership of your life, you take back the power to change it. Until you do that, you'll always feel like a passenger in your own journey. Look around at the most successful people, the ones who have transformed their lives. Every single one of them has faced setbacks, failures, and rock bottom moments. But instead of seeing those moments as proof that they weren't good enough, they saw them as lessons, as fuel to grow stronger. You must do the same. Your past was preparation. Every challenge, every loss, every tough moment, it all built resilience in you. It didn't happen to you, it happened for you. The question is, what will you do with it? Will you let it weigh you down, or will you use it as the foundation for your comeback? Decide right now that your past is no longer a prison, but a launching pad. Whatever mistakes you made, whatever opportunities you missed, it doesn't matter. What matters is what you do today, because today is the day you take control of your story. Your beliefs shape your reality. If you tell yourself that you're not capable, not smart enough, not experienced enough, you will create a life that reflects those beliefs. But here's the thing, your beliefs are not facts. They are simply thoughts you've repeated so many times that they've become your truth. And if you created them, you can destroy them. Limiting beliefs are like invisible chains, keeping you stuck in the same patterns year after year. They tell you that success is for other people, that happiness is just out of reach, that your dreams are too big. But let me ask you something. Who gave you those beliefs? Did you consciously choose them, or were they handed down by your past experiences, by your family, by society? The first step in breaking free is recognizing that these beliefs are just a story. If you've been telling yourself, I can't do this, stop and ask, if you believe you're not good enough, ask yourself, where did I learn that? Most of the time, you'll realize that these thoughts have no real foundation. They are just echoes of the past, and they have no power unless you give them power. To destroy limiting beliefs, you need to replace them with new, empowering ones. You need to train your mind just like you would train your body in the gym, Every single day, remind yourself of what you can do, not what you can't. Change your language. Instead of saying, I've never done this before, say, this is my opportunity to learn. Instead of saying, I always fail, say, every setback is a setup for my comeback. Rewiring your mind is not a one-time thing. It's a daily discipline. You must consciously choose thoughts that support your growth, your power, and your success. And the moment you do, you'll notice something incredible. Your actions will start to align with those beliefs, and your life will begin to change. Your life is a direct reflection of the standards you set for yourself. If you accept average, you will live an average life. If you tolerate excuses, distractions, and half-hearted effort, that's exactly what you'll get. But the moment you decide that you will no longer settle for anything less than extraordinary, your world shifts. Think about it. Every person who has ever achieved greatness started by raising their standards. Athletes don't just practice when they feel like it. Successful entrepreneurs don't just work when it's convenient. They have non-negotiables. They set the bar high and refuse to drop below it. And if you want to rebuild yourself in 2025, you must do the same. So what are your current standards? What do you tolerate in your health, your finances, your relationships, your mindset? Are you giving your best or just enough to get by? Because here's the truth. Your results are simply a reflection of what you're willing to accept. If you want better results, you need to demand more from yourself. Raising your standards isn't about perfection, it's about commitment. It's about deciding that you will no longer allow yourself to play small, to settle for mediocrity, or to make excuses. It's about making excellence your new normal, even when no one is watching, even when it's uncomfortable. The biggest breakthroughs come when you stop hoping for change and start demanding it from yourself. When you decide that from this moment forward, you will expect more, push harder, and refuse to settle, you activate a level of power inside you that most people never experience. Life is unpredictable. No matter how strong your vision is, no matter how much you plan, obstacles will come. The question isn't if you'll face challenges, it's how you'll respond when they show up. Resilience isn't about avoiding hardship, it's about developing the mindset to push through it. Most people crumble under pressure because they let their emotions dictate their actions. They hit a setback and immediately think, maybe this isn't for me, or I guess I'm not meant to succeed. But resilient people think differently. When they get knocked down, their first thought is, how do I get back up? Building resilience starts with understanding that failure is not a stop sign, it's feedback. It's life's way of showing you what needs to be improved. The problem isn't failure itself, the problem is how you interpret it. If you see failure as proof that you're not good enough, you'll quit. But if you see it as part of the process, you'll keep moving forward. You can train resilience just like you train a muscle. The more you push through discomfort, the stronger you get. The more you face your fears, the less power they have over you. The more you take action despite doubt, the more unstoppable you become. Rewiring your mind for resilience means choosing growth over comfort. It means looking at adversity and saying, this will make me stronger. Because once you develop that mindset, nothing, not failure, not rejection, not setbacks, can break you. Everyone has experienced pain, heartbreak, failure, loss, disappointment, but pain in itself doesn't destroy people, it's their response to pain that does. Some allow pain to weaken them, to make them bitter, keep them stuck. Others use it as the fuel that drives them forward. Think about some of the greatest success stories in history. Most of them didn't come from comfort, they came from struggle. They came from people who faced rejection, who were told they weren't good enough, who hit rock bottom, and instead of giving up, they used that pain to create something powerful. Pain is a teacher, and if you listen, it will show you exactly where you need to grow. It will show you your weaknesses, your patterns, your limiting beliefs. It will test you. And if you allow it, it will shape you into a stronger, wiser, more unstoppable version of yourself. Most people try to avoid pain, to escape it, to numb it. But the ones who truly transform their lives are the ones who lean into it. They ask, what can I learn from this? How can this make me better? How can I turn this into something that fuels my purpose? Pain can break you or build you. The choice is yours. You've heard the truth. You've felt the fire. Now, the question is, what will you do with it? 2025 is not waiting for you to feel ready. It's not holding a spot for the version of you that hesitates, doubts, or makes excuses. This year belongs to those who decide to rise, rebuild, and take control of their future. You've carried your past long enough. You've let limiting beliefs hold you back for too long. You've played small, second-guessed yourself, and waited for the perfect time. But that time is now. You already have everything inside you to create the life you want, the strength, the resilience, the fire. The only thing left is action, because knowledge without action is useless. Motivation without movement is wasted. So make the decision today, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Rebuild yourself, raise your standards, and step into the unstoppable force you were meant to be. This is your time.